Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to the first episode of Digimon Adventure 2020. And yes, I'm getting emotional right now because I grew up with Digimon. It was one of those two big properties alongside Pokemon that really kind of changed how anime was viewed. Yes, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and others definitely helped as well. But Pokemon and Digimon both reached a different audience than those two. Um, an audience in a lot of younger kids, and in a lot of different ways as well. Not just a younger audience than Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, but Digimon and Pokemon were both audiences that reached everyone. While Sailor Moon, it was mostly girls. Mostly. There were definitely guys into Sailor Moon, just like there were definitely girls into Dragon Ball Z. Um, but with Sailor Moon, it was definitely mostly girls that were into it. It was the girls' show. It was the girls' anime. And Dragon Ball Z was the guys' show, the guys' anime. Um, but Digimon and Pokemon reached both, and they expanded into other media too. They both had video games, they had card games, they had all kinds of stuff. And yeah, Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon had stuff like that too, but they were never as big. Like Dragon Ball Z had a card game, but it never really went anywhere. While the video games for Dragon Ball Z were good, they didn't really start getting going until later on. Um, Pokemon definitely was like a bigger thing before that with its gaming. Digimon had some great early games with the Digimon World Series and whatnot. The card games for both again. Um, but I grew up with these. And it's like back in those days, you were always kind of asked, are you Team Digimon or Team Pokemon? And I could never really answer because I liked both, but for different reasons. Pokemon, I like the games more, and I like the Digimon games. Don't get me wrong. I really did. The Digimon World games were great, but with Pokemon, it's like that's where they really hit their stride for me. The anime was good. I watched it. I enjoyed it to a point. Um, but it was definitely the games where Pokemon was like that's Pokemon. That's peak Pokemon. Digimon, on the other hand, ruled with its anime. While the games were good, while the card game was good, it was the anime that was where Digimon truly shined. It far outclassed the anime for Pokemon, not even a question. And it gave us some really great and even dark storylines with its characters. Now, Digimon originated with a certain set of characters, the Digidestined of Generation 1, which was, there was Tai, TK, Matt, Sora, Mimi, and Joe. And Kari eventually joined as well. She's not TK's, she's Tai's younger sister. Generation 2, Digimon Adventure 2, brought in a new set of Digidestined, but also kept the old ones who were now a little bit older themselves. So it kind of bridged the gap in a way. It was two different sets of Digidestined, with our new set and our classic ones that we had already gotten to like just care about at that point. And it was kind of bridged with this fantastic movie that if you saw my video on my favorite anime movies, you'd know is my favorite anime movie. Or actually, I think it's number two, but even so, one of my favorites of all time, and one of the easily longest lasting and still most just what's the word uh rewatchable, I guess you could say. It's one of the most rewatchable anime movies by far. Um, I've seen it many, many, many times over the years. It's one of those movies, it's one of the movies, sort of like Remember the Titans, that I've seen just an obnoxious amount of times because it's that good. And then you had the third generation, which was, I think it was Frontiers. I just put it in my opening, my top 10 English anime openings list too. It's like I always get mixed up with some of the names after Digimon Adventure 1 and 2. Because there was Frontier, there was another one, I don't know. I think it was Frontier. But either way, the third generation kind of moved away from the first two, uh, as such by having a different name than Digimon Adventure. It also focused on a completely new set of Digidestined, and was more disconnected from the original two. But this one had some of the most popular characters, especially some of the most popular Digimon. I mean, everyone loves Renamon. Like, seriously, and Terriermon? Terriermon is an adorable little cinnamon roll. um, but yeah, it's like all of these different generations of Digimon all felt unique but kept the same kind of idea to them. And then eventually the series kind of lost its focus by trying to change things up too much. Like there was one generation where the Digidestined actually became their Digimon, and it was like really fucking weird. Um, and yeah, eventually it just kind of lost its luster, while Pokemon kept going strong with its games and even with its TV series. The anime is still going, and while it definitely not every generation of the anime has been good, it's still going and people still watch it. Um, and then, of course, we had the Digimon Adventure Tri movies and the final Digimon movie, which had just released last year, I believe. And these movies kind of wrapped everything up. They brought things to a more modern time with our Digidestined older, and wrapped everything up to where they had to say goodbye to their partner Digimon. And while I haven't seen all of the Digimon Adventure Tri movies and the final one, I do know bits about it. I have heard about them. Um, my big thing is that I wanted to kind of return to where I was as a child, that kind of love I had for this series as a child. And while the Digimon Adventure Tri movies and all that I did see, the first couple, were good, they weren't quite there for me. So when I heard that they were just completely rebooting the original series with the same characters and partner Digimon and everything, and that it was just, they're just completely rebooting it, doing it over, my first thought was, fuck yes. This is what I want. Modernize the original story, have it take place in the modern day, but completely tell it again. And I've already heard, why I don't know spoilers on specifics, I have already heard that they do change things up. That it's not just a remake like Sailor Moon Crystal or the Fruits Basket remake. No, they actually change legitimate things up and make a completely new story to a point. And that's what I want. As long as the characters remain the same, as long as the Digimon remain the same, and I'm talking their personalities and stuff too, then that's all good. I'd love to see some of the newer Digimon make appearances that weren't originally in the first Digimon Adventure series. I'd like to see new concepts and ideas brought in, new themes. I would love to see a lot of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited for this. Again, I have so many fond memories of this series. Um, if I had to pick a favorite of the original Digidestined of the first generation, I would have to say, yeah, it would be Kari. I just always loved Kari. Not just because of her importance to the story, especially to the movie. Um, well, to a point to the movie. She's made a big deal out of it, at least in the beginning. I just always liked her the most. I liked her personality. I liked her relationship with the others, especially, of course, her brother Ty and semi-love interest TK. Nothing ever really comes of it. um, and yeah, it's like I've always just really liked how she also connected with Gatomon, her partner Digimon. And speaking of, Gatomon would probably be my favorite of the original Digidestined's partner Pokemon as well. I just really liked her. I liked her Digivolution chain, how she turned into Angelwoman and stuff. Um, yeah, I really like that. Plus, it also admittedly helped make that shipping with TK even bigger because, TK has Patamon who becomes Angemon. So, yeah, he has Angemon. Kari has Gatomon, which becomes Angelwoman. So, yeah. plus Gatomon was always interesting to me because Gatomon is a champion level, not a rookie level. And yet Gatomon is like the main form of Kari's partner. She almost always has a champion level Digimon in comparison to how everyone else always has a rookie level, like with Tai having Agumon, or Izzy, who, by the way, I completely forgot to mention Izzy, and that really sucks because I liked Izzy. Izzy has Tentamon and stuff, and Mimi has Palmon. Those are all rookie levels, but Gatomon's a champion level. In fact, I don't even remember Gatomon's rookie level. I could look it up real quick. But it always made Kari seem more special in a way. And it just always really fascinated me. Plus, Gatomon had some really cool relationships and everything in universe with other Digimon, such as with, of course, Wizardmon, which everyone who watched Digimon growing up, you know what that means. You understand everything about that. Let me look. Okay, so Gatomon's rookie form is Salamon. That's right. Yeah, it's the little, like, almost... it's funny, because it almost looks like a puppy. Salamon almost looks like a puppy. But it turns into Gatomon. There's also Black Gatomon. But I could just look at that stuff forever. But yeah, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. It's probably only going to be the original set minus Kari right now. So again, Tai, Izzy, Joe, TK, Matt, Sora, Mimi. So it's going to be them. I doubt Kari's going to be involved right away because unless they change things up notably, she's still going to be very young when all of this starts, and she's probably not going to get her partner Digimon until later on. And they might change things up that notably. They might. I don't know, but as I said, I'm very excited for this. I grew up with this series, and I can't wait to see how they've changed it for the modern day. Um, I'm hoping to enjoy it. Now, one other thing to note, this is in Japanese. I grew up with the English version, so I'm used to the English voice actors especially. Um, so it's going to be weird. I've heard some of the Japanese voice acting from the original. It's probably going to be better in this version just for obvious reasons, even if it is the same voice actors. Well, honestly, especially if it's the same voice actors. Um, but it's like, yeah, I don't fully know what to expect with that. But I'm excited. I'm excited. Um, if I had to choose a favorite outside of Kari, by the way, I was going to mention that I completely forgot. Outside of Kari, my favorite Digidestined would probably be either Izzy or TK. One of those two. And favorite Digimon partner would probably either be Palmon or maybe Gomamon. I really always liked Gomamon. Gabumon's cool too, though. I don't know. I like pretty much all of them, to be honest, for different reasons. Obviously, they're all cool. Either way, I could talk about this forever. I could, but I want to get to the reaction. I want to see this. I'm really excited. I saw a very brief teaser, but nothing else, so I don't know what to expect, even from the art and animation. So let's find out. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. Okay, and we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so this was good. This was definitely different, though. It was, like, notably different. So it takes place in modern year 2020. Their version of the internet in this world is called the network. It's the internet. That's all you really need to know. But suddenly everything starts going wrong because everything is pretty much connected to the network, not just like computers and stuff, but everything, which is kind of the same in real life. But like everything's going wrong, from traffic lights to the trains and everything. And Taichi, whatever, however you want to call him, he's worried because his mom and sister are on a loop train. So he's trying to get to them to rescue them, but ends up getting transferred to the digital world. At the same time that he receives his Digivice, Izumi, outside, also receives his and is able to help him from his computer. So they work together along with Tai's new partner Digimon, Agumon, in order to take down the virus Digimon. It's a pretty standard first episode, like kind of introducing everything to us, introducing some of the characters, introducing the concept of Digimon and how everything is going. But doing it in a very, very good way. On top of just the awesome animation, the great voice acting, of course, the fantastic soundtrack. On top of all of that stuff that just amplifies it, the story and characters are actually done really well here. You get their personalities really quickly. Izumi is kind of shy and socially awkward. He's a bit of the nerdy kid, and you can tell very early on, like when we first meet him, that he probably doesn't have a lot of friends. That he's probably not very socially active. And so when Tai is just so pretty much instantly accepting of him and instantly just like, oh, come on in, I want you to join me. And it's like, it means a lot to him. And then, of course, they start working together and stuff. And Tai, you see really quickly, he has this very courageous personality. He's willing to just kind of go for it. Like when he finds out his mother and sister could be in trouble, he's like running off to get to the train station. When he's at the train station, he jumps the barricade and stuff to go try and rescue them. He's a heroic archetype. That's how Tai has always been. And so it's good that they're getting these personalities portrayed in a really smart way. It's a completely fantastic example of show, don't tell. You get their personalities through the way they act, through their body language, through just the things they do, the things they say, the way they say them, how they interact and react with each other and others and situations. You get all of that information without them having to like blatantly say it. Again, perfect example of show, don't tell. On top of that, the ending moment when you see Matt on Garurumon up above Tai and everything, and Tai's looking at him, and Matt almost has this like challenging look to his face. You can tell instantly that these two are going to be rivals with each other, that they're going to be competing with each other. It just has that air to it. That's kind of uh, that setup that perfectly tells you just from a single shot that these two are going to be kind of competing with each other, as I said, to prove themselves better. You can tell that just from a shot. So all of that is fantastically handled here. Um, the action was very fluid, very well done. The Digivolution process that we saw was a really interesting new take on it. Again, just compared to what I'm used to with the original series and especially with the dub and everything. Um, but yeah, it was all very good, very entertaining, very strong start. Like it just really sold itself well. And I really appreciate how much effort seems to have gone into this. Um, the creators of this reboot, I don't know if they had any kind of impact in the original series, if any of the original creators and any of the staff from the original anime are in this version, but it clearly shows that the people creating this care about the property, that they want to like put forth a lot of effort into making it as good as possible, and they're succeeding. Again, like all of that stuff I mentioned, the art style is so classic. It is the classic Digimon art style, just upgraded basically. It looks better, but it's the same style. The characters have the same shaped heads, same shaped eyes. They have the same like body proportions and all of that. It's slightly updated to make it look better, but that's about it. At the same time, the animation obviously leagues better. It's just a massive jump ahead with this modern anime quality to it. So it kind of blends the old and new in a very seamless way, in my opinion. The characters are again just really well done, from the voice acting to how how the characters are just in general written. And I really, really like what we're seeing of them so far. We got glimpses at pretty much all of them in this episode, but only a couple of them were focused on to any real degree. Um, and honestly, yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited for more of this because this is like really good. Again, the people working on this are putting forth effort. They want to make sure that this is going to be good, that this is not just like another anime remake or another remake in general. They want this to be memorable, to be something worthwhile. And yeah, I think it is. And it shows a lot of like care. And even with just the opening, like the fact that pretty much starts out with a direct callback to the original's opening. It's like, yeah, that's important. That's really cool that they did that. Most of the opening is new, but the fact that they did that callback shows that it's like, yeah, this is at least to a point for the old fans. That, yeah, if you're a new fan, definitely come in and everything, but this is at least partially a love letter to the original series that everything kind of branched off of. It's recreating the original Digimon adventure in a new way in 2020. And it's making it just feel fresh and feel like Digimon again. Something that honestly this series hasn't felt like in a long time. I don't know how far they plan on taking this. But I'm excited. The opening does tell us that Hikari is going to get Gatomon at some point, so we can look out for that. Um, I'm just excited to see exactly how far they go. Like, are we even gonna have some of the old villains back, like Devimon or Myotismon? Oh God, I would love Myotismon back. He was always one of my favorites. Especially, I actually found out, funny enough, Myotismon in the original series in the dub was voiced by Richard Epcar, who more recently is known for voicing Old Man Joseph Joestar in Stardust Crusaders. And of course, other things, but I never realized that. But then it's like, basically, because he came to Youmacon the other year, and it's like, that was one of the things he was listed for. And it's like, I listened to it, it's like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's him. Just straight up, not even a question. Um, but yeah, it's like, I always liked my Otismon anyway, and it's like, I would love to see him return. Um, Now, as for the future, obviously this is a reaction series we're continuing. Um, if a dub ends up coming out and it starts like releasing like in a notable like time frame, then I might switch over, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Simply because of the entire pandemic thing, a lot of English dub anime are having troubles right now. Like, there's some episodes of I think it's My Hero that aren't dubbed yet, and that's a problem for the simulcast or something. Or was it My Hero or was it JoJo? One of the two. Either way, um, yeah, it's like it's a problem for like showing it on Toonami and everything. Um, but yeah, I would love to hear a dub, and especially if they got all the original voices back, or at least most of them. Um, but for now, we will continue watching this in the Japanese, and I'm just really excited to get back into Digimon for the first time in a long time. Um, Maybe one day I'll even get that Digimon Cyber Sleuth game on the Switch, because that's something I've been interested in. Um, but either way, yeah, I just thought this was like pretty much a fantastic in every way handling of a Digimon reboot. Just kicked things off excellently. But tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are on this first episode of Digimon Adventure 2020. What did you think of the changes they made? What do you think of the characters? Are you new to Digimon? Tell me in the comments if you are new to Digimon or not. Let me know, and thank you so much for tuning in. So for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.